Hello, my peeps. I fixed my computer twice now today. I'm really hoping this time it takes. It's a little frustrating to say the least. Um, and because of that, I am late on getting what I was getting. Not really sure what that is. Okay. What else was in there? I don't know where that's from. Okay. Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday, so it's Tuesdays with Tracey. I am Tracey, independent Stampin Up demonstrator and your friendly neighborhood paper pusher. And I am just trying to get everything going. Oh, technology. I don't know if it's the wind. This is today's theory. It's usually gremlins. Usually I blame the gremlins. And, maybe the gremlins are mad at me because I always blame them. But today I think it's the wind because holy howling wind today. And I get this alerts on the one Facebook group I'm on. I don't spend a lot of time on Facebook. I look at the notifications and that's about it. But the average Joe's road report, one comes up and I'm always curious. And yes, this wind is wreaking havoc on the roads. It's making them icy. It's blowing semis. There's accidents galore. It's just crazy today. Oops, sorry, my chair is making all kinds of noise. It's moving away from me. So yeah, I've been playing today. I'm kind of in a bad mood today, and I'm trying to craft my growlies away. And so but I have about 14 different things going. So yeah, no real plan other than I'm going to show you what I was playing with and potentially, finish a couple of the cards that I'm trying to decide if I like or not. I think it's my mood because I don't like anything right now. And I'm pretty sure that that's not actually the case. The ones I made the other day, I love. And I looked at something else the other day and I'm like, oh, cute. I just think it needs flowers. And now I look at it today and I'm like, So let's just see how it goes. I have a couple of sheets of paper in front of me. So let's just see what I thought was important to tell you. In-person classes. I like to do in-person classes. To do in-person classes, I need people. So I had one class last year that actually had enough people that I didn't pay for the class. And I'm trying to get out of that habit. I know I started it and it's my own fault, but that's not how you run a business. So I'm trying to make this happen. So I need, and I don't even need that much. I price my classes to break even. Like that's it. But I do need 4 people. And I have 1. And I feel bad for the one person who registered because I don't want to cancel. But dilemma. 2nd of February. If there's classes you want to have, there's products you want to use, comments you want to make on yes or no to improve the offerings, I am open to anything. But in order to continue in-person classes, something's got to change, or I'm going to have to switch the online ones, or just do a couple events a year that have proven to be successful. But the little monthly product classes, they're struggling. So these are the cards we're making. I'm seriously, I'm trying to get out of my funk, so I gotta just move on. This is basically the same card. You just have your options of sentiments, and this is like this awesome paper that's in the suite. So one side gold, fun, elegance more, I would say, and then the other side is these cool patterns. It's great paper. So that's basically the same card. Just flip it whichever way. These are basically the same card too, just slightly different colors, and again, like sentiments and background. So that's one of the classes. This is the fun fold that we're making. It stands up like this. So we have that one. So it's flat to mail and then it pops up. So that's our fun fold. So you get to make 3 cards. And then we have the 2 gift bags that are flat. So these are pretty good size bags. This one's this one is about the size of a card, maybe a little bit bigger, and it's dropping everything. It is about 2.5 inches deep. So if you picture the size of a card, and then this one is just the cutest little thing. I love it. It's just a cute little guy. And it's, I don't know, 3 by 3 maybe? 3.5. So it's 3 across, 3.5, and maybe, I don't know, 2 inches, 1.5 inches. So a couple little gift bags. So you get 2 gift bags and 3 cards. And yes, in order to have time to either pay for the room or cancel the room if there's not enough people, I need to know by Friday if anybody else is coming, so I can make a decision. Oh, just a minute. I moved my basket out of my reach. All right, there we go. What else do I have here? Paper Pumpkin. Best time to get your Paper Pumpkin subscriptions, even if you already have one. I don't know if you know, if you already have a monthly subscription and you buy a prepaid one, you get a code. You just go into your subscription that you already have, and if you don't have one, you just set one up. You put in the code, and it runs that many months. If you buy a 6-month one, it goes for 6 months. It's until you get 6 monthly kits, I guess I should say. So if you skip a kit or two, it just carries on. It doesn't count against you. But these ones are great ones to do. I get in the habit of once a year during celebration, I buy a 12-month one. I read all the free stuff, and then I don't pay each month. I just pay once. And then for the rest of the year, I get my kits. And if I skip one, it just bumps it up a month. I rarely skip a kit. Two times, I think, in 13 years. But yeah, this is a great time to get them. You get all sorts of free stuff. You get paid. When you buy a 12-month one, you actually only pay for 11 months. So not only are you getting all this free stuff, but you're actually only paying for 11 months. So lots of good deals. I can help you with that if you're interested. The joint offer, I've already had a couple people take me up on this because it is just, oops, that's upside down. It is just the best way to get free stuff. You buy the starter kit, which is $135, no shipping, no tax. In Alberta, we're in Alberta. There's still no shipping. Some of the provinces you do pay PST. So you can either pick to get some extra stuff, a stamp set and 2 sets of markers, or you can add on the extra $41 in product, which brings it up to $206 worth of stuff for $135 flat rate. It's, I mean, the math is there, and at this weight, you can get the bigger cut and emboss machine, which is normally, you can't get because it's normally capped at $165. So this is awesome. Ask me how. I did plan 6 months worth, and I will be revising this as required once I see what's going on here. But I got a whole bunch of classes. I posted that in my newsletter. And that's if you need a catalog. So I did give catalogs before Christmas to all of my customers. So if I missed you, I hope I didn't miss anybody. But if I did miss somebody, please let me know and I will get you a catalog. But yeah, if you're interested in me continuing to run in-person classes, please let me know by Friday if you're coming to one. I will tell you, because I sent a bunch of messages out this weekend as well. A lot. And I heard back from one person. I would rather hear a no than hear nothing. So yes, I am open to any and all feedback. So let me know what's up. Okay, so what have I been playing with, you ask? I know you're dying to know. I've been playing with Everyday Arches, which is a set of dies, so it doesn't have a really fun picture on the front. There's actually, I'm trying to remember which one it is. I think it's an online thing. Let me just look. Which means I don't have a good picture of it. Okay, so this is the picture here, which is not very good. There's a stamp set, and it has lots of like little curved words and stuff like that. I've just got the dies, so I can't show you the stamp set. These were the online exclusives that just came out on the 7th of January. That's an old kid, but I'm sharing the thing, so just ignore this. So these are the Everyday Arches. There are 10 of them. I'm gonna move that so I don't knock everything. Try not to keep focusing on that. So you can see on the edge here, they are all stitched. I can't make that focus. Get my magic piece of cardboard, which blocks out the rest of my desk. So they all have a stitched edge on them. Okay. I think I told you, there's 10 of them. So I will show you a project here in a second. the first thing I thought of when I saw these, like I had so many options for scenery and all these cool ways you could do things and little fancy folds. And seriously, I have 4 different things, I think, or 5 different things started on my desk, and a couple things finished and a couple things almost finished. And I keep cutting the pieces because I was like, well, let's see how much we can do. So, okay, let's do it this way. This is just to give you an idea. I'm just trying to think, what did I do with my card base? I had a card base out here. I'm not sure what to do with it. Okay, I'm going to end up dropping these on the floor. Let me just move those out of the way. I mean, they're arches. Okay, so I don't think I keep having to show you the actual arches because you can see that they're arches. Over there. I just had these all lined up and I just knocked them all over. Okay, I was trying to give you an idea on size. So if you're trying to picture, remember when the deckled circles came out, and there was a lot of them. It's like 14 of them. The new circles. I don't have the new circles. I can't remember what they're called. I call them wonky circles because they're just kind of not perfectly round. They're just kind of, they're definitely circle shaped, but they got irregular edges. That's another big, huge thing. So you try to picture how big these things are, right? So the deckled circles, I think it was the biggest 2, possibly 3, were too big to fit through the Big Shot machine, right? So that, or the cut and emboss machine. So that was an easy way to let you know how big they are. So here's a standard card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, 4 1/4, 5 1/2. So this is the biggest of the arches. And this is how they cut out, right? They cut the full arch like solid with the stitched edging. This is arch number 10. And it's just a little guy. And yes, one of the things I'm trying to figure out, I haven't figured out the roof yet. I have an idea for the roof, but I haven't figured out the roof yet, is to make like a little fairy house or a little gnome cottage. Because I was just putting this together in green, like I had it in my head to try it. Then I made this green one just so it was like a vibrant color because I had green out for something else. And then I thought, ooh, what does Shrek's home look like again? Because there's the Shrek color. Now Shrek's home I don't think is the color of Shrek, but this is what it was. So anyways, this is like from biggest to smallest. That's kind of the sizes. Now to give you an idea of what you can do, there's one little, I did use one retired stamp set to make this card, but I was asked to make a unicorn card, and I did make 3 because I was playing and I was having a lot of fun making unicorn cards. So I made 3 totally different unicorn cards. And I could show you the other one, but one was obviously taken. So it was for somebody who loves rainbows and unicorns and purple and pink. So this was the one of the cards I made. So yes, it's magical. I think it's called Magical Day. Let's look at my little, it's called Magical Day. And it has a unicorn, a mermaid, a knight, a dragon, can't remember, and have a magical birthday, which I think is adorable. But anyways, my point is these arches. So the dies do cut out solid, but you can also cut out the dies to, let's say it's this one. So this is if you cut out, so if I took these 2, which are the second and third biggest dies, and I cut them like this, right? And I stack them together, and you definitely want to, oops, that's the one right next to it. I got to skip one. And you definitely want to use masking paper or sticky notes or tape or some kind of thing to hold them, like, so you keep your spacing. But if you cut 2 of them out like this, then you will get these like just arch outlines. So that was with 2 of them. You could do, and I do have them somewhere. Oh, this is one of my works in progress. So you can put, if you put 2 that are the same size or like next in line, so like I originally started to do, number 2 and number 3 side by side, you will get a much narrower arch than this, right? So this to me is like, I'm like tracking 70s vibes, except these aren't 70s colors. Like this should be, you know, mustard yellow, shag orange, and avocado green to be, you know, 70s. But I like this sort of just geometric card. I was debating on, do I need flowers? Do I not? Do I something else? Anyways, but there's a few more pieces of like with the thinner pieces on them. And I have, because I made these arches, I have all these leftover pieces. So yeah, this is one card where I made just using the arches. Here's the other unicorn card, which has absolutely nothing to do with arches, but I'll show you anyways. It does have our new boho paper on it. And then the rest is basic. This is the new one more year stamp set, which I told you you're going to see this happy birthday everywhere because I love it. This die, thoughtful something. Forgot what it's called now. Thoughtful Wishes. This came from Thoughtful Wishes. These are all the Park Lane Flower Punch, all still current. These are old ornament dies that look like years. And this is just a freehand cut a horn out of some retired glimmer paper. And then you flip it over, and on the back, you just score. And that's how you get the lines to make it look textured. Ta-da. Anyways, that was today's unicorn parade. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Now, where did I put the other ones? Okay. Put the dies back. So if you were cutting them to go like even, like, or like the all in a row, this is I think number 4 or something, and then the 5. They are designed to fit. So like this one will fit just inside, equally inside. There's about 1/16 inside the stitching of the one before it. Right. So as you put them in, you can see that as we do them, right, they're all just fitting one inside the other. Now, this is too many to, like, your card would be hugely thick and time consuming, but you don't have to line them up that way. You can line them up this way too, which I think looks kind of cool. I think it looks kind of cool to offset them. This is too big. To offset them and do kind of cool things with them. It's very retro. Like I'm loving the retro. This one here, right? So you can just do like fun little arrangements with them. If you skip a die and you do every second die, like I said, you're still getting that same arch clearance, but you're getting solid pieces. So instead of cutting out pieces, and because I knew I was doing at least 3, I was possibly going to do a 4th one, but because I knew I was doing at least 3, I didn't want my card to be super thick, right? So I made them so that I was cutting them out so they would nestle into each other. But I mean, this is not huge, but you could do it like this as well, or again, dropping down even on the bottom. So lots of different like fun things you can do with the different sizes. So I saw them as scenery. That was part of what I was going for. Let me just put them here. So I never did finish this, but like I said, I cut so many pieces out. So one of the things I wanted to do, because I love me some seagulls. I think I need 2 seagulls though. So I had this is my stuff that I was using as sand. So I figured one of the things you could do to get kind of the scenery look. I have a loose piece of hair that keeps getting in my way tonight. Right. I'm looking for chat comments or anything. I'm trying to pay attention to see if any of them pop up. Somebody asked me last time if like they tried to comment, but they couldn't. I think on, that's upside down. I think on YouTube, you just have to go in and register. You don't have to have a channel or anything like that, but I think you have to go in and like get like username, password, set yourself up so you get a login name. So then your comments have your name on them. And I think that's all you have to do to be able to comment on YouTube. I know that some people are saying they were having an issue with that. But yeah, if you have any ideas or cute things you've seen with this, I'm saving the best for last. The one that I just love it. The one that I kind of envisioned when I first saw this. And it was based on, I had seen somebody else make this craft, this treat holder, years ago, but they had made it from it was a non-Stampin' Up die that made the entire thing, and you basically just folded it all up. And I thought, I am determined to figure out a way to make one of those because it was so cute. So you saw what I did, right? I taped this down onto the bottom. and then I flipped it over so I could cut on it. And I'll show you in a minute what happens if you cut them both with the dies, but so I could get my little sandy beach there. And I'm just gonna tuck in a little log here. And I got my little seagull. Right? So scenery. Yeah, I think it makes a great little, you could certainly use these to make I think they're still called snow globes, but you know that there are snow globes that are shaped like this with just a flat bottom. You could put this as like just a slightly bigger piece on the bottom and you would get it. But in this case, I was going for the seagull look. This is meant to be sky. So I have these two pieces because I have so many things all over the place. I got a couple last minute swaps that I didn't show anybody. And I've got a few birthday cards and I have things all over the place. I'll have to post them. But I was making this seagull card, which a very clever demonstrator, whose name escapes me, but I saw it on the demo page and just thought that is genius. Uses the cake. I was showing you the cake dies that came out with the online exclusives in November. Oh, just dropped it on the floor. Dies everywhere. Oh, that's not good. Oh, it has been a day, people. It's been a day. Okay, well, so most of them are on the floor, but there are a few dies left in it. There's actually two different shapes of these ones. There are two different shapes, two different sizes. But these dies here that make the layers in the cake, right? They're meant to look like this to make layers in the cake. And I just trimmed them down to make French fries on the beach. You see how I have these pieces of paper left? That's what I'm just considering now. What did I do with the other envelope? I'll put it up there. Okay, so now I have to be super careful to not run over any of those dies. I was trying to decide if I needed some waves. That's actually what I was just thinking was, do I need some waves on this before I get to... See, because I didn't want to emboss the whole thing because some of it is meant to be sky. I think I will just quit while I'm ahead because my day is not going that great. So why would I risk starting over? Okay. Let's put him on there. Yeah, I think he needs one more. I'll finish him up afterwards. I'm super paranoid to move now because I don't want to ruin my dies. But I think he needs a little buddy. Let me just find my seagulls. There they are. I love this guy. I mean, look at him. They're like, and then I use this little stamp along the bottom of that other card to get like the seashell look, or even just this little guy here. But I think I need one more guy down here. So there's two of them. So I will do that after, so I can cut and stamp it. But anyways, yes, the idea was, oh, shit, we're gonna have some technology issues now. Because why not? Usually this works. My fingers aren't doing it though. Let's see if the card will do it. Oh, there we go. Okay, so and I think you could have one of the other cards I'm working on. This is the, I don't know if it's going to go on green. The green seems a little, but the paper pumpkin dies. This is the dies for March, and they can totally be standalone dies. That's what I was starting to show. I was trying to make it green so it looked like he was in flowers, and I'm going to put a bunch of flowers on it, but I've decided this is just too green. But yeah, it could be like this could be the arch or various different things. So I have ideas for, it doesn't have to be a sky, like it could be whatever color. So that's one of the ones I got to work on. I did do this. I've seen a few different cards, and I like little cards. This needs to be embossed, but I like little cards that have like a little focal element and then just a nice embossed background. Oh, hello, Mary. Thank you very much. So I did cut, I can't get a hold of them straight. So I did cut twice. I did cut a crooked too, but so I cut this size, whichever number one this one is. I cut this one out of blue, and then I cut it again where I just had it like just up against the edge of the paper, so I didn't cut like an entire oval, just so I could have grass along the bottom. And then in this case, Just see if I can block the background there. In this case, I can't block enough of my desk. Oh, there we go. I have the stitching the whole way around. So this one is going to go with this here. And then I'm just going to put this, my little scenery is just going to be a little guy. Actually, I'm going to put it up a little bit because when I'm done, like I said, I was so busy fighting with my computer, I never finished. Oh, I had like so many ideas of cards I never finished, but let's just pretend this is stamped on the card, right? So I'm just going to put my little happy birthday there, make my little scenery, and I have like just a mini little scenery. So I will finish, like I said, I'll finish them after the live because my camera is going wonky on me. I think it's back again. I did not. Yeah, there we go. Put it away. Yeah, I didn't have time to finish them all, and I didn't want to rush because I had to make sure I could get the camera going again. This is not the right color paper. Just a moment. I gotta tell you, I wouldn't have thought it. I'm not normally a hugely big fan of the pink paper, but I am a huge fan. I don't know what color I'm looking for. Just a second. Whoa, no. I'm a huge fan of, can't remember the name of the color now. Petunia Pop. I love Petunia Pop, which I don't know if it's a pink or a purple, quite honestly, but I love it. Ooh, that is Petunia Pop. Nope, that is not. But I'm trying to look the papers. I don't want to move my chair too much. And my paper, or my package of DSP that tells me what color this is, because somehow this paper, because it's all shades of it, is oh, that'll work. It's harder for me to tell the colors. Usually I can look at a color and right off the bat I can tell you what it is. But this one is supposed to be cherry cobbler, real red. One of the pinks, I can't remember now. But yeah, because they're just different tones of it, I'm having a harder time remembering and matching. Let's just go with this one and hope for the best. This would be, it's Pretty in Pink. Pretty in Pink's a movie, but is that actually the name of the color? Just a minute. I'm cheating and looking at my sheet. Yep, Pretty in Pink. Oh, all those good 80s movies. Of those. I was the Andrew McCarthy fan. He was the one who got the girl in the end. Pretty in Pink. She picked him. Anyways, yes, you can also cut. So far, my cards, all the ovals have been going this way, but they don't have to. They can easily go this way. I would imagine this could just go in the middle. You could anchor it up here like a little, like a banner piece. One of the other projects I do have in mind is to make a big banner, because with this one here, I mean, you could make some big. It's just a matter of what size letters, and I still have the 2-inch retired letters. So if we were to imagine this 2 inches, that's 2.5. Let's go with 2.5 though. So if you were imagining a letter this big on this card, and maybe these I'm sure the colors are just like to give you an idea, because they don't necessarily go together. But if you imagine putting like a little background behind the letter, and then put a letter about this big on here, it'd make an awesome banner. So I do plan to make like an actual banner, but for right now, you can just use it as like an individual banner piece on a card. And like I said, you could just put it in the middle as well. Have art. I like things offset and kind of hang it over, and so we'll do that. I'm missing some of my pieces I pre-cut. I don't know why I can't find them. This is not the right color. I was pretty sure I had a pink one of these. Just pretend it matches. And then, because I'm digging through, I don't know. This is from the Celebration set, and this is from the Paper Pumpkin dies. I cannot find what I'm looking for though. I have all these little pieces everywhere. And if I'd had more time, if I hadn't been spent so much time fighting the computer, I'd have been more ready to. There you go. Something like that was my idea. Anyways, if I could find all the right pieces, might all match, right? So I think you can use this as just kind of a cool, instead of a square layer or circle, just add some depth. My one thing is just off camera here is the one I can't wait for. So, and like I said, there's my 70s card. I don't know, is it just the colors that are throwing me off, or is it because I've got these two corners? Maybe the corners are where the flowers need to go. Maybe that's what I need. I had thought about it too, because after you can, oh, see, I like that better already. Of course, there's nobody outside because it's too miserable out today. So I'm not really sure what it is the dog thinks he's barking at, but making his presence known. Rascal. No. Okay. And so this would be the one that would have a sentiment on it. Right. In this is my petunia color. So I do like that. I think it was just that was the problem. And I do have, these are also, I think this is part of why I've been, I just knocked all those die cuts that I had on the floor. Oh. Yeah, I really should quit while I'm ahead. Or behind. I don't know if I'm ahead. This card here, I think part of it was the colors I was using to make my little unicorn card, but this is the free embellishments that you get with Celebration, and I do love these colors. So these are Bubble Bath, Fresh Freesia, Berry Burst, and just white ones. But because of the way the sequins works, I think they work as a lot of different tones, but you could, because this is Fresh Freesia, this is Highland Heather, but you could certainly put these on. So this will get like some sequins on it afterwards. I just have to decide what stamps that I want to use, like for sentiment. So I have that version. There's one more use of the arches. So I'll put this one down here too, because we've got arches galore. Oh, I'm trying to show you them all at once, and I realize now that these ones here you can't actually see. I'll pull them all in later. How about we do that instead? And then I will finish them all and take pictures and post them probably in the morning. So this one here, you guys are going to get sick of it by the time I'm done, is because of the bee card. So you see how I had my bees, my honey bees. This was the inside and this was the layer. I love this card, and I absolutely love these bees. So that's what was kind of inspiring, was using these little arches in something like this. So you could have less of them and still have them just as background and not the focal point. Here's another idea for you. And actually, I used tape to hold it down, like some masking tape, and it left gummies all over it. So I do need to get my eraser out before I do anything with it. But you can make fun fold cards with these arches. But this was not the biggest one. Let's see if I can find it again. I just keep throwing things off to the side here. So I have, oh, I think, nope. Okay, so this is the second biggest one. Put all these other ones back. Yes. So what you want to do, and I'll use this other piece that I, just a minute, because I didn't score it. So I have a dandy trimmer out. I'm not very good at scoring in midair because there's never room on my desk to put anything bigger than a card on it. Okay. So you're taking a regular card base, and this could go either way. You could do this landscape. It doesn't matter. But when you put it through for your die cut, you want to put it through. So this is my fold at the top. Right, I'll do it like this. Right, you can see this is my folded side. So if you put it through and just put a piece of tape to hold this, and I've got it. Flip it over here. And you could cut this shorter than the avatar, but you can see I have it just off, right? I don't want the top of the die to cut the top of the card. So I have it just off and I tape it down and then I run it through the die cut machine. And what I end up with is my hinged card. So I have, this is cute. This is an envelope. Good thing I have all these boxes of pre-made stuff because I really just, like I said, not been having a great day and fighting with the computer. And so I didn't quite get everything ready that was supposed to be ready. So this card is much smaller than this envelope, but you could certainly use this envelope and still mail this card. So it could be just this kind of a fun fold. So I'm starting to run out of room here. Fun fold like this. Seriously, because I absolutely love them and because I have a whole bunch of this stuff right beside me on my desk. Let's put down so many pieces. So you could put some stuff on here. Let's go with some flowers, right? Throw a couple dark ones in there too. Trying to figure out where my leaves went. There's a leaf. Go with 3 and 3. How about that? And you know me, these there's no way these flowers would be flat on this card. They'd be popped up. Sorry, having little motor skills issues tonight too. Just to top it off. Actually, here, let me put a couple dimensionals on it because it'll make it easier when I go to pick it up the next time. Okay. So we could have whatever you want, and in this case, I would actually stamp on the card too. But so here, you just make yourselves a cute little card. Seriously, I have so many different pieces out because I'm working on lots of different things. I was working on the March monthly class and all sorts of things. Oh, look at that. It is the right size. We're just going to move that guy down a little bit. Again, this is maybe not the best color choices, but just to give you an idea, because I have just all these random pieces sitting on my desk. There. You're as sweet as honey. So you could make it just as like a little mini card, right? You could also just grab myself another card base. That's going to go in the right direction just a minute. To move this out of the way. This is not exactly the blue I was looking for, but you get the idea. You could also take this, and I'm not going to do it because there'll be pieces everywhere, and I already have enough things to look around. So you could do it as well, like this, onto a card base. Get that one out of the way. Right? You could just mount this onto a card base, and then you'd have, and you can see it, like I said, I can't show you because it's got things that aren't secured on it, but you can see that this part is kind of popping up. So I think if you gave this to somebody, they would know you could lift this card up. So you'd have sort of like a twofer. The other thing that I've seen it a few times. So I want to say it's, you know, maybe it's starting to trend, or maybe it's just, it's kind of a cool idea, but to make like postcard cards. So instead of making your card base, I should say, like two pieces, they're just making it like a postcard. So just one piece. So you're cutting each sheet of cardstock, instead of cutting it into 2 card bases, you're cutting it into 4 equal squares and making them like a postcard. In which case, let's see if I can move a different one. I'm running out of room. Good thing this is the last thing I was going to show you, because I am running out of room. And then I have to go pick all the stuff up that I knocked on the floor. So you could also, let's just make this easier on ourselves. So, because this thing's just going to keep bouncing, which I don't want it to do. Want to see a fun trick I learned with the with my little guillotine? So this is what I meant, right? So it's just now it's just like a postcard. So you, especially if you have any of the stamps that we had, I think we have a current one, but we had some that had, you could make like little postage marks or little squares like a to from like a postcard. Like you could totally stamp that out on the back. Oh, hi Marlene. Yes, the arches are awesome. I'll pull in all the stuff here in a minute, but I have a whole bunch of unfinished things, but I have one epic finished project. But so yeah, we make this into a postcard. So then the front is what we're going to decorate. So again, just grabbing around. Oh no, actually I can do this with an actual. Oh, I don't know if I have the biggest. Oh yeah, I can do this one. So here's one of the things I found out though. So if I want to give this like a half-inch score line, you can just go up against the edge of it and using your finger like that, and you can score your card. So instead of getting my big trimmer out again that I don't have room for anyways, and then so there's my little half-inch. So you can take this. Oh, I forgot to tell you something funny about making that card just so we could take it like this, hold it over, get out our favorite embellishment or adhesive, pop a little piece of tear and tape on the back, and then you can make it like this, and it could be there. You can have it like this. That's actually kind of like, that's kind of neat, depending what else you're putting on the card. Seriously, I'm just randomly grabbing things off my desk. I need something bigger than this though. I need something tall and skinny. Oh, what do I have here? Let's see. Oh. It's stuck to the other piece. Oh, I wonder if I can, I'm gonna see if I can somehow work that in. But I do have these pieces here. So we just needed something, taller that would go here. So you could do it like this, right? And then you have a little flippy thing and have some fun reveal thing behind it. It seems to me that the way it works the best is to just kind of pop it onto the top of your card. This is, I'm not using the right colors because I'm just grabbing scraps, but like I said, I will have more when I'm done. I will prep the actual pieces I was trying to prep if I hadn't run out of time. And I will I might use some of the pieces I'm grabbing off my desk, but I will prep the right colors and stuff of things. Yeah. So if I'm trying to figure out a way to do this. So if we had it, here's the sentiment and here's a little bit of our relief or a little bit revealing, and then when you pop it open, you have a fun little picture or something going on. Yeah, this one, none of these pieces are really working for what I had in mind. Look at this big beautiful butterfly though. That's the other thing we could do is we could just put, I just have to make this the right color, and put this nice big butterfly on it with the sentiment out here, or at least part of the sentiment could go here, and then when you lift up the butterfly, the rest of the sentiment is there. Or like I said, this works if I hadn't scored it. It works just as a piece, right? Like you could just have it like that. I just like the idea of having like a little thing that you can flip up. This would be great in scrapbooking. I'm getting into scrapbooking and trying to figure out cool ways to do things. But if you had a nice picture or something like this, and you wanted to like track this is, San Antonio, Texas. Why did that pop into my head? I have no idea. January, what is today, 21st? You could put information underneath it. So then your picture's all pretty, but when you look underneath, you get the details, right? So anyways, lots of ways, lots of fun things you can do with it to make your cards. So, we're going to be done a little bit early. I am working on a PDF for this last thing, so it's not ready yet. And I don't even know if it's something everybody would want to tackle, but I'm going to have a PDF afterwards at some point. Okay, so this was our fun fold card, and we have our little reveal card. We have our nice, oops, our fun little 70s card. We have our unicorn card. That's our scenery card. Okay, so no shortage of ways to use the arches on your cards. But one of the first things that pops into my head every time I see something new is treat holders. So I'll give you the Valentine mailbox. If I turn the arch around, it could look like a beehive. Mary, that's genius. And you want to know what? I have, because I'm a crafter, thereby I am a hoarder, and can't always get rid of things. Oh, that's a genius idea. I still have the embossing folder. Sorry, I totally got distracted. I still have the embossing folder that makes the hive embossing. So if I took this hive embossing and did it on there, totally beehive. And I'm obsessed with the adorable little bees. So that is a fantastic idea. Okay, I know there's a current set that has cards and envelopes in it, but I don't have it. So this is a retired set. This is from Snail Mail. Snailed it. It's called Snailed It. And I can't get rid of it because I love it too much. So, but here's my little post office box. So, and I'm trying not to dump all the candies out. So I made this as a prototype just because I had an idea in my head. And as soon as I saw the arches, it's funny because when I was a kid, when I tried to show this to my son and he just looked at me like, what? When I was a kid, this is what shape our mailboxes were. And they were red and they were this shape. Well, our mailboxes aren't arches anymore. Now they're just squares. And they're also not a solid red because in an attempt at anti-graffiti, they all have like wraps on them now. Thank you, Marlene. It was so much fun. They all have wraps on them now, so they're not like a solid color. I was going to put a little Canada Post symbol down here, but I wasn't sure if it was proprietary. I can't say that word. Proprietary. There we go. Or not. So I decided not to put the Canada Post symbol on it. But anyways, yes, it made the cutest little thing. But I thought I better start, a little bit bigger because I hadn't quite figured out. These are the arches I have. I have 2 sets of them cut. So the plan is to try to make a much smaller one that fits one Ferrero Rocher or a couple nuggets or something, so that it's more practical to have it like for table treats. I put treats on the table at all my classes, and they're usually try to like go with the theme. But so this is what I'm making next, is one of these sizes. But this is just so cute. It's got little layers in it. I think you could almost put like 3x3 Valentine cards in it too. So I could make it with, this isn't even the biggest arch, I don't think. No, this is the second biggest arch. So I could make it like one size bigger. I could certainly make these narrower, but you could make it so that a 3x3, like little 3x3 Valentine cards would actually go inside of it. Yeah, you could definitely make it. Or you could just make your Valentines narrower. But so you could like stack up Valentine's cards for people and stuff. This is so cute. And then because I had this on the front, I just have a little like happy, I'm trying not to dump everything out. Little happy Valentine's Day on the back. So that was what I saw when I saw the arches. By the way, in case you were curious, this is just the arch, and then I have the old square punches, but you could certainly use, because I did it after the fact, you could certainly use one of these, and I just notched it out, right? You could do it freehand with scissors. You could use it with this. Yeah, I will be making a PDF, Marlene. I just don't have it ready yet because I was playing on the weekend. I had a very busy weekend. I had the most delicious birthday dinner on Sunday. We played cards all day, and so I was working on this on Saturday, and then I've been doing other things, and I just haven't actually got around to making it. I have to make another one because it took a few tries to get a few different dimensions. I realized afterwards I made this shallow so that it would fit the Ferrero Rocher, but it should actually come farther down. So I got to do a little bit of. But it took a couple tries to figure out the right sizes of things. And so when I have it, I'll have it like a big one, and I'll make the smaller one and probably have some dimensions with it. And because the pictures are going to look the same no matter what. And yeah, I have to figure out which of a current set. You could also just like cut out squares and make them look like envelopes like quite easily. But this is actually, like I said, this nailed it. So that was my fun treat holder that I made. So yeah, everyday arches, that's what they're called. And like I said, there is a stamp set that goes with them. I think, did I take one more of these out? Oh, there we go. I have them over top of each other. I got to give you my PSA, but I seem to be, oh, there it is. I was going to say, I seem to be missing one. It's because I was using it for my sample to show you. Okay, last thing, and then we're going to wrap it up. But I got to tell you one more thing. This is your PSA for the. It actually applies to. Oh, I did. Thank you, Marlene. It actually applies to any big dies, like outline dies like this. But I'm going to try to see if I can get you to see it. It's not super easy. It's probably easier to show it this way. See how many of my dies, they're kind of bouncy. And well, here, that's actually the angle I was looking for. There you go. You see how these are not laying down flat? I was trying, when I first started, I was trying to cut too many things at once on my cut and emboss machine. And I've basically warped. Oh, there's a perfect way to show you. I've basically warped all of these. Now, they still work, but they don't lay flat in here anymore. They're very bouncy. You can see all of these because so what you need to do, and once again, I will show you my very well-loved plates for my die cut machine. Let me move these over here. So if you want to cut something, let's use this, it's a nice dark color, out of this, and you're going to put it through your cut and emboss machine. Do not, because this is what I did, right? You definitely, if you have a bigger die, you definitely don't want to have the biggest size hitting first, because it takes the biggest impact here. So I did on a couple occasions. I had two of them going side by side of two different sizes. So that was mistake number one. And then even this one's not as bad, because if you put the rounded end up, it's a little bit better. But to go like this, where it hits all at once, because I don't know if it hits all at once and it pushes down. I'm not sure. But if you'd like these big dies like this to stay flat, you need to put less through at a time. And all you need to do is this. Yep. And I know better, but do I do it every time? No, because I was in a rush to get a whole bunch of pieces cut at once so I could start playing. But this is what you want to do. You want to put it so it's at an angle, because then it's hitting less. And as it hits, it's going up this way. And it is less like, I mean, there's no guarantee 100% it's not going to. I can guarantee you doing it the way I did it, it warped all my dies. They're all bouncy. They're all got little like warps in them. Doing it like this with just slight little angle, putting it through will keep your dies from warping. So that's my PSA. I know better. I did it anyways. And as I'm bouncing them along there, I'm thinking, I've got to remember to tell people so they don't make the same mistake I did. So my die cut machine is within reach, but I can't actually like die cut from here. It's just nice and convenient over there so I can grab the plates. So like I said, many, many things you can do. I think you could also, I should show you an example. You could also just cut these out of white, all these little pieces. Just cut them out of like white cardstock. And they just make for like a bit of a fun, I'm trying to find a card that I could, nope. This is the only other card I have on my desk. It's close enough, but I don't know if I can do it. But you could just, it's not going to quite work, but because they have like one straight edge, you could just like make them a sentiment that butts up against the corner. Right. So then, or it could go up higher here, but then you'll see this one and you'll think, what is she doing? Right. So I think this nice edge here could just make for like a fun way to use them, just even as just a sentiment like that on a card. That's definitely not the card that you would do that on. I could have done it on this one. Might be a few too many shapes. This one's a little too big. Right. So you could definitely use them like this, because that like this little flat edge will line up really nicely there. Okay, cards everywhere. So yes, don't look at me. I took the entire time. Everyday arches. Don't forget that Friday is the deadline for, what's that piece of paper, to RSVP for the Hearts of Elegance class. Sunday afternoon, Sunday the 2nd of February. And I will post these. I'll finish them all up tonight, because now I can go and cut all the pieces that I was supposed to cut. And I will try to get them posted tonight, but if not, I will get them posted in the morning. I will let you know when the PDF is ready on the mailbox. And look at this. I was trying to figure out if I could match it. Those are some colors together, huh? I obviously used a couple of the other pieces, but I have cut a whole bunch of these things and I will use them all to make many cards. I love this card, like as much as it's just a thrown together, but just the fact that it's just a little bit of a fun shape. I love it. So yes, I will have all these things posted so you will actually see finished products and what they look like. And then if you guys make some cards or make some fun projects with these, by all means, post them on the same post, and then we'll have like a nice little reference point for everybody to go and find cards they can make using the everyday arches. All right. Thank you for joining me. Thanks, Marlene. Thanks, Mary. Very nice to have someone chatting on the live with me. That's always fun. And I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope the wind settles down because that would be nice. And yeah, we'll talk to you next week. Bye.